Hello there. You're now with me, Cheryl Chamato, for TVS English News at 5. Let's get to the headlines. Sarawak police successfully dismantled a drug trafficking syndicate, seizing a variety of drugs valued at over 197,000 ringgit on Sunday, June 25. Sarawak Commissioner of Police Dr. Muhammad Azman Sapri said a joint operation took place at an entertainment centre in Padungan from 1:20 a.m. to 6 a.m., leading to the arrest of 8 individuals.
Malaysia seramai 204 orang pengunjung pelbagai bangsa yang terdiri daripada 181 orang tempatan, iaitu 122 lelaki dan 59 wanita dan 23 orang perempuan warga negara asing. Daripada jumlah tersebut, seramai 152 orang didapati positif dadah, manakala 52 orang lagi negatif. Mereka yang positif dadah telah disiasat di bawah Seksyen 15(1)A atau bahaya selama 52. Dan umur yang mereka yang positif dadah berumur di antara 19 hingga 54 tahun. Daripada jumlah itu juga, sampai 8 orang daripada 152 telah positif dadah dan turut disiasat di bawah Seksyen 39B atau bahaya 1952.
Azman disclosed that a 30-year-old local man identified as the supplier of the illicit substance was arrested for possession.
39B atau bahaya selama 52 adalah seorang lelaki tempatan berusia 30 tahun yang membekalkan dadah di pusat hiburan tersebut. Daripada serbuan ini juga, pihak polis telah merampas 45 paket jus berisi serbuk disaki dadah jenis ekstasi, anggaran berat 2,085 gram, 63 biji pil disaki dadah jenis ekstasi, anggaran berat 25 gram, dan 1 paket plastik berisi ketulan jenis disaki dadah jenis ketamin, anggaran berat 20.
Meanwhile, 3 off-duty policemen were also apprehended after being found positive for methamphetamine and amphetamine. During the raid, police also seized valuables amounting to 1.17 million ringgit, namely 4 luxury cars, 8 pieces of jewellery, 3 luxury handbags, 5 watches, 10 phones, as well as 30,650 ringgit and 300 Singaporean dollars in cash. The case is being investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952.
A 65-year-old noodle seller from Cebu fell victim to a BOMOH scam, resulting in an astounding loss of 231,792 ringgit from her savings. Sarawak Police Commissioner Dr. Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sabri said the victim was approached by 3 unidentified women on June 24 at the Cebu Central Market who warned her that she would fall to a series of misfortunes in the coming days. The suspects, believed to comprise 2 foreign women and 1 local woman, claimed to possess the psychic ability of precognition and scammed the victim out of her money to allegedly prevent such misfortunes.
Azman said the victim lodged a police report on June 27 after realising she was duped.
Oleh kerana berasa takut dengan nasib yang bakal ditimpanya, mangsa telah mengeluarkan wang simpanan keseluruhan berjumlah RM231,792 melalui 3 transaksi dari 2 akaun bank miliknya di 2 bank di Bandar Cebu. Setelah mengeluarkan wang, mangsa telah diarahkan oleh suspek untuk memasukkan kesemua wang miliknya ke dalam 1 beg berwarna biru, dan mangsa kemudiannya diminta untuk bersemayam dan menyerahkan beg tersebut kepada salah seorang suspek setelah selesai upacara semayam. Mangsa diminta balik ke rumah dengan membawa beg tersebut. Suspek untuk memberitahu mangsa hanya boleh membuka beg itu selepas sebulan. Jadi mangsa hanya menyedari ditipu setelah membuka beg tersebut pada 24 Jun dan mendapati kesemua wang miliknya tiada di dalam beg itu.
Meanwhile, Muhammad Azman advised the public to remain calm when facing such a situation and not to make any transactions to unknown bank accounts.
Bagi memastikan kelancaran aliran trafik dikawal dan diselaras secara efektif, operasi ini akan ditumpuan kepada lokasi-lokasi strategik, iaitu di 25 lokasi yang kerap berlaku kesesakan jalan raya, termasuk lokasi di daerah-daerah yang akan saya senaraikan sebentar lagi.
In another development, the Sarawak Contingent Police Department will be carrying out Ops LANCAR in conjunction with the upcoming Hari Raya Aidilada celebrations from 27 June 2023 until 2nd July 2023 to ease traffic congestion. He also urged Sarawakians to plan ahead of their trip to ensure the safety and well-being of road users.
On to the next update. Lawas and Limbang will be connected to the Sarawak electrical grid by early 2025. This was said by Bukit Kota Assemblyman Dr. Abdul Rahman Ismail, who assured that the project will be undertaken by Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB through the Northern Grid Extension Project.
Rahman, who is also the Deputy Minister of Food Industries, Commodity and Regional Development, said that the completion of the grid will increase capacity for consumers' needs as well as improve the overall electrical supply in both divisions.
Bagi kita di Limbang, kita terima kasih kerana usaha SAB melalui Northern Agenda mereka iaitu menghubungkan Limbang dan Lawas pada sistem grid negeri. Dan ia telah pun dalam pelaksanaan dan dijangka akan siap sepenuhnya menjelang akhir 2024 ataupun selewat-lewatnya awal 2025.
The grid, he added, will also solve the power supply disruptions that have always been a thorn in the sides of the people living in northern Sarawak. SEB will ensure that the electrical grid in Sarawak will achieve 100% coverage for both rural and urban areas by 2025.
The Cebu Municipal Council will be the first local authority in Sarawak to implement a smart parking payment system that will replace the current coupon system. Its chairman, Clarence Ting, said they are currently waiting for approval from the state government to use the system in the city, which is similar to that used by local authorities in Penang. Once approved, the council will be the first in Sarawak to use the system. He added drivers would only need to download the app on their mobile phones to pay for the parking. Prior to this, a delegation from the Cebu Municipal Council had conducted a working trip to Penang to study how the smart parking payment system worked in detail. Welcome back. And now on to our world affairs. The persistent wildfire raging in Canada continues to spread. Previously, it only affected several American states, but now it has reached some European countries, including Spain, France, and other countries in northern Europe. Dark clouds of smoke can be seen in Portugal. However, the Portuguese Institute for the Ocean and Atmosphere assured that the smoke that has reached Europe is hanging higher in the air at 1,100 meters. Now, this means that air quality will be unaffected.
As of June 27, Canada's wildfires have emitted a record of 160 million tons of carbon, according to European Union's EU's Copernicus Atmospheric Monitoring Service, Canada's worst to date.
What's clearly become more and more unusual is that as the meteorological conditions favouring fire have moved east, then we've seen really large fires then develop in Ontario and Quebec, and of course this fire in Nova Scotia. While at the same time, those fires in Western Canada have been going. So we're now looking at 6, 7, nearly 8 weeks of non-stop fire across from Western to Eastern Canada. So it's covering a huge area at a scale that we haven't seen, at least in the data set that we have that covers the last 20 years. And still no end in sight for them going. We're seeing them really almost swapping from west to east in some cases, where when they go down in the west, they go back up in the east, and then vice versa.
Additionally, the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre stated that the total area of forest razed by the fire this year alone has surpassed the combined area of burned forests in 2016, 2019, 2020 and 2022. To date, roughly 76,000 square kilometers of Canadian forests have been destroyed.
I mean, the concern with the carbon emissions is that, well, first of all, what the vegetation is burning and the likelihood that this carbon is reabsorbed by the biosphere, and that's not information we have in near real time. But in terms of the climate implications, you also have the soot and the black carbon, which under the right atmospheric flow can end up in the Arctic and be deposited on sea ice or deposited on the Greenland ice sheet, which would then potentially accelerate the melting and then contribute to climate in that way.
The carbon they have released is roughly equivalent to Indonesia's annual carbon dioxide emissions from the burning of fossil fuels. Experts also expect the wildfire to worsen as Canada's wildfires typically peaks in late July or August.
At least 13 people were killed and 17 others were injured by rain-related accidents as heavy rain inundated Lahore, Pakistan over the past 24 hours. The capital of Punjab province is filled with traffic and pedestrians navigating flooded streets. According to the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, fatalities recorded so far were due to incidences of lightning strikes and collapsed roofs. The pre-monsoon rain also affected provinces such as Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. Pakistan's Meteorological Department also said that heavy downpour and dust thunderstorms are expected to persist until June 30th in the upper and central parts of the country. And that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Shol Shameto. Thank you for watching.